All right, welcome back. Welcome back to the culture of currency. I know there's probably not anybody that's going to be popping here on the chat unless you realize this is going on, which is neither here nor there. But basically, I stumbled upon an awesome website when I was doing research for a coin video, which will be coming out, in the coming days. And I wanted to bring this to you in real time and go over it with you in real time, because if you see things that I can help with, I will of course do so. But I have not necessarily combed this website yet, and I am just thrilled based on what I have seen, because I stumbled upon it when researching, like I said, a coin that I just picked up. But let's go ahead and show you what I am talking about. So you see right here, this is the East India Trading Company of London. I found this website, I should say, because I was researching a coin which was my Tea Party coin from the island of St. Helena, which I'm doing a 60-point coin review over. Like I said, it's coming out shortly, but this was the website I found in that particular search for truth about that coin. So it looks really cool, and they sell bullion, and you don't necessarily have to be on this website to buy it. For example, I bought mine at APMEX, and so obviously APMEX is a seller of this, which is going to be really good if you live outside of London, so that you don't have to pay, crazy taxes and shipping and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, in fact, there it is right there, the Boston Tea Party. That's the one I picked up. This has so many cool coins. Wow, check out that guinea lion right there. That I thought it was worth bringing to you. Wow, looky here. We have what looks to be, now it says the Fairy Queen, but that kind of looks like the St. George and the Dragon. But this is a new release, so I haven't seen this yet. But this is just something so cool, because if you don't know anything about the East India Trading Company, they were around back in the day, let's say. In fact, here's another Boston Tea Party coin right here. They would have been one of the transport companies that would have been funding a lot of the to and fro from the colonies to Europe. And in fact, it is assumed that the Tea Party ships, where the American colonists basically grabbed those crates of tea and dumped them into the harbor, very well could have been East India ships. So that's so cool. So that being said, let's kind of just walk through here and see the cool things. We have the crown coin, her masterpiece, a unique tribute to her late Queen Elizabeth. And it looks like here in the wings of this coin are so many fantastic attributes. I don't even want to know what this thing costs, but that looks really cool. There she is. Wow, here we go. Golly, are those crystals? Interesting. So that's probably a very expensive little piece. Yeah, they're diamonds. Oh, golly, excuse me. Diamonds. I don't even want to know exactly what that costs. Looks like Joseph is with us right now. Joseph says the East India Trading Company looks like they dealt with pirates back in the 50s. Yeah, absolutely. They were around for quite some time. In fact, in the age of exploration, they would have been one of those companies that helped definitely proliferate travel throughout all of the oceans. The Dutch East India Trading Company is one as well. They were financiers of travel, but they also did a lot of things when it came to, general exploration and that type of stuff. So yeah, good call. Aaron is here with the Houston Texans logo. Neat, but out of price range. No, I would absolutely agree with you. They do have standard bullion as well, which is what I bought, and it's completely within your price range. That obviously is a pretty crazy option there. Homestead Aquarius, carbon crystals. Yeah, probably. So here we have collections, new releases. Let's see what they've got. I haven't looked at this. Beautiful classic lion here. The East India Company, £1. Obviously, this is gold. This can be out of many of our price range and or core competencies. Here's that Fairy Queen. Interesting. So that's a 1 kilogram. That's why you're seeing the 3,000 pounds here. There's a 5 ouncer. Where's the 1 ounce? All right, so the 1 ounce proof is sitting at 100 pounds. Interesting. Let's take a look at that. Now it says, oh, okay. So I get it. In the tale of George and the Dragon, if you're not familiar, this is George here. I was fixing to say he looks like no queen. That chainmail might be hair, but I doubt it. The imagery does depict Saint George, and Saint George is supposed to be rescuing a queen from, or actually a princess from the jaws of the dragon. I have a whole video based on this because of the silver Valiant. So if you are interested in this, absolutely go into it. But this is just beautiful. St. George and the Dragon is a theme that we see all over the world, down to the Middle East, up to Russia. You've got iconography of this scene in various fashions all over the place. So that's really, really cool coin there. And obviously it says 8250 here. That's not in our currency, that's in pounds. So my guess, if anybody's going to have this, it would be somebody like APMEX, as they tend to have the most diversity within their portfolio that you can buy from. All right. We see Homestead Aquarius says hello, hello. Aaron Ritchie, the British Royal Mint has released a new billion series. Yeah, Aaron, you were correct. I just saw Salivate Metal. I thought about doing a video over it too, but he already covered it. I saw a video over that as well. As well as, did you see the U.S. Mint is pairing up with DC Comics to make a series, probably of commemorative coins more than, or not coins, but commemorative metals, highlighting superheroes? That's absolutely crazy to me that we have such a wealth of resources, natural resources. We have real art such as, Norman Rockwell or Andy Warhol or all these different types of artists that we could have done our first step into Silver Bullion series, and we chose comic books. So I don't know what that's about, but, not my call. All right, so we're back here. This is the Boston Tea Party coin that I have. The video is going to be released on it. It has instantly become one of my favorite coins in my collection. You will see why, but it has to do with me realizing the connection with this company that puts it out, the East India Trading Company of Britain, and obviously the history of the Boston Tea Party. It's actually done in partnership with the Boston Tea Party Museum. So it's a really, really cool thing that I found. Let's see. Nate says, hate the late bandwagons jumping the superhero coin. Yeah, New A's already done the superhero thing. I get it. But if this is from the American Mint, why not do things that actually kind of depict the majority of America rather than, superheroes? I like superheroes as much as the next person. But, we have amazing animals and places and people. We have, and they claim it's comic book art that they're trying to put out there, but we have so many great American artists. Frederick Remington comes to mind. Why not do some of those things that are actually more impactful to the culture of America? All right, I digress. We move on. So we have here Sybil and the Lion. Really cool looking coin there. This is probably from St. Helena. I'll look at it if it'll have each side. Yep, there we are. So this is St. Helena as well. Cool little coin there. What else we got? More versions of that. Goof, the Una and the Lion. That's got some detail to it. Holy cow. All right, so the 1 ounce Una and the Lion. This is $34.99, so that's probably a standard price coin right there. Is that also St. Helena? Come on. There we go. And it is. So they're partnering mostly with St. Helena, which makes sense because that was kind of one of the islands that helped this particular trading company advance and was, a restocking station, so many things for their southern travel. Wow, that Britannia Memorial. What a coin. Holy cow. So it looks like it's a Queen Elizabeth coin, but that is just beautiful. We notice we see a little bit different depiction here of the Britannia, probably in reverence of the passing of the Queen. Wow, that's a cool one. We have the Tea Party from Alice in Wonderland, which was huge in literature. It was a satire about, aristocracy and that type of thing. Kind of just like you had the Charles Dickens' Christmas Carol kind of saved Christmas in a way, but it was also poking fun at the over control of the government during those times. Love the little crab down here. But that's really, really cool scene. If you got children, that might be a cool one for you. Silent Silver says, "What's up?" And we got Aaron Ritchie. The Una proof is cool. Yeah, I agree. I have not seen these. You're seeing them as I see them. Really cool there. There is a Ship Silver bar with the East India Company. Boy, that is a cool bar. Wow. What's so cool about this is that this company would have been one that literally would have carried silver and gold across the Atlantic in the olden days. And to have a piece of silver from them, like, this is just history. This is you being a little kid again and having a piece of pirate treasure, basically. Just passing by and smashing the like button. And thank you so much, Mr. Silent Silver. That's a nice thing to do, as always. Really cool there. Britannia Memorial. That's really cool as well. Looks like you're hanging on to the flag there. I can't tell if that's the Union Jack or not. Oh, I see. So when we look here at the 5 ounce, we get a more macro view of what's on the 1 ounce. Excuse me. Really cool depiction there. Vegas Stacker's here saying hello. Hello, Vegas Stacker. Alrighty. And here we have a 2023 version, the 250th anniversary. Mine is also a 250th anniversary, but this is a different scene. We have the headdress of the Native Americans, which is fabled to have been the case when they were basically dumping things overboard. Excuse me. All right. Thank you, Silent Silver. He said he just checked out my website. If you don't know my website, I just basically launched it not too long ago, hobbysilver.com. It has tons of resources for people who love collecting silver. In fact, I'm trying to figure out if it would be beneficial if we have people who do silver auctions for me to post schedules of their upcoming auctions, what's going to be on those auctions on the website, so that if you're somebody who wants to buy silver from a YouTuber or whatever, you know what they're going to have on any given week and can pool your money to try to be competitive on those coins you like. So that is something it's mulling in my mind. I really need to reach out to T the Silver Stacker and some of those others that consistently do auctions so that more eyeballs can kind of get in front of them and have a better opportunity for y'all to get silver you love. All right, their Goddess collection. I have one in their Goddess collection right here. This is the Eos, I guess is how you say that. I believe she's the one that rides the chariot across the sky, bringing in a new day. Really cool depiction there. I have the Hera. Nate says, I need to send you some Ohio shops to add. Yes, Nate, that is vital. So viewers have sent me their favorite, their trusted shops where they buy gold and silver, and I put them on the website so that if you're traveling to Ohio and you want to pop into a shop, you can go to our website and find one that has been viewer friendly or user friendly. They're not just trying to sell you products, they're actually trying to, inform you and make you have the ability to have good decisions with your money. So that is absolutely a great asset, Nate. So if you can email me or whatever you want to do as far as the places you go in Ohio, then I will absolutely add those to our list. Moving on, the Una and the Lion. This is a popular one. If you've not seen these, I don't have a Una and the Lion. I have almost got one multiple times, but just never pulled the trigger. We're almost at the end of this. Whoa, check out that St. George. Well, that is a whole nother approach to bareback riding. Don't really know how else to put that, but it is a pretty cool depiction, cheeks included. Golly, look at the dragon. Like, that's just fantastic. Oh, and then the rose gold. I love the rose gold. So there's the 1 ounce proof version. Apparently, the most, how would you say that? The best way to fight dragons is not wearing a whole lot. I don't know. That's just where we are. So interesting there. This is really fun for me. Coin collections. We just looked at that. Apparently they have a lot of luxury things. Hampers. What is a hamper? Like a basket where you put your laundry? Apparently it's for goods. Tea, if you like tea, and we're not just talking about the Southern sweet kind. Oh, James Reel showed up. Made it to your live Culture and Currency, working around the house. Nice. James, good people. All right, so here we were again. Teas, they've got all kinds of teas apparently on this website. So if you're a tea person, not a bad place to look at apparently, which, you know, is interesting because they were the ones to bring tea to America. So thank you for that. Coffee, biscuits, which I'm going to assume is actually a cookie and not an actual biscuit because I'm from the South. And biscuits mean something different down here than just about everywhere else. Yeah, that is not a biscuit, my friend. No, sir. Oh, no, sir. We were doing so well with this website. So many good moments. And then you bring out the biscuits. What are your specialties? Now that I'm utterly disappointed. What does this say? Oh, okay. Some jam. Interesting. Chutney. I don't know if chutney is a real word or it's just like we don't know how to describe this. We're going to call it a chutney. No idea. All right. Silent silver. That would be good to... Oh, yeah. We're talking about all of that for the website. Vegas Stacker. I have a great idea for the website, but I'm not a website designer. Well, Vegas, you need to email me your idea. I'm not a designer either. But, you know, if I can figure it out and it's good for the community, let's go. That's how I view it. I'm paying roughly $200 a year for this website service. And so, you know, anything that can help drum up interest will make it worth it. All right. And a concierge service. What on earth is a concierge service? They're going to bring you around in an Uber? Interesting. So I just wanted to bring you this website. Thought it was really, really cool because of the coins I didn't even know were out there. So that was something I thought, you know what? Why not y'all go through this with me? Aaron says, what part of Texas are you in? Any hurricane damage? Great question. So I'm originally a South Louisiana person, and so hurricanes are kind of like, you know, birds in the sky. You just kind of watch them as they pass over. But I'm in North Texas right now, so all we got was a little bit of rain. We did have some tornadoes not too long ago that passed a handful of neighborhoods down the street. But that's obviously a different ball of wax than a tornado. So that is, you know, a different thing. He says, well, oh yeah, I am in North Texas. I did just say that. Razzy says, I like mango chutney. What did I miss? If you're just here for the chutney, you've missed quite a bit, my friend. We just went over a website that I found that had amazing silver of the East India Trading Company, the British variety that is. So that's kind of what we went through today. I thought I was going to go through that with y'all. We can, since we're here, go ahead. Let me type this in and bring y'all back. Hobbysilver.com. This is the website that I have created. As you can see, what we're going to do is go to this. If you've not seen this yet, what I've tried to do is link as much of my content in here as possible, because if you have questions about certain coins, you can get them answered. So if I go to coins by region, let's say, I don't know, I come down here to, Caribbean. I want to look into Caribbean silver. I have these buttons now I put in, individual Caribbean coins. And so here's a video over the EC8 series, which is going to be, as you can see, well, I don't have them listed. I need to fix that because it's only some of them. There's 8 nations that are covered in the EC8. Here's Barbados stuff there, British Virgin Islands. So these are different series that we see a lot of times in the Caribbean. And so that being said, I have developed the website a little bit more. What Nate was talking about earlier, he needs to send me his Ohio shop that he goes to. That's because down here we have trusted online retailers that y'all have reached out and said, hey, these are good places we like to buy from. Trusted in-person retail. This is where we would go down to Ohio. And currently I only have one in Cleveland. And Nate is from Cincinnati, if I remember correctly. So yeah, we're going to need some more in Ohio. So if you've got places that you think are amazing that need to be added to this list, then absolutely send that my way. Pub, we are just having fun here. You hadn't missed a whole lot. We went over the English or the British East India Company video that has amazing bullion coins. Video launching soon about that Boston Tea Party coin that I just got. I think you'll actually really like that, as I have had pretty good correspondence with you and understand you a little bit. And we're just now talking about the website. I have also put here, some of you have asked about buying a poker chip. I have a handful of them I will sell. Most of them are going to go to our channel members, and on your 6th month of membership, those will go to you. But for everyone else, you either have to be basically a channel member, a buyer of one, or I have given them out on occasion to other content creators who definitely work in parallel with what we do here. We're not sellers of fear. We are people who like to inform you and like to, build a love of silver and that type of thing. So that is something that is available to you. This is a package where you'd be getting a poker chip and a sticker. Like I said, limited mintage of 100 on these. Once those are gone, we will be issuing our 2nd edition, which will be probably different color and that type of thing. So that being said, just to know that's something to kind of look into if you're interested. Vegas Sacker says, I need to get there and submit Archangel coins in Vegas. Yes, please do. You can email me that. You can fill out a comment. There's a box you can actually check here on the website where you can do that as well. But yeah, if that's what you want to do, go ahead. Nate says, I've got shops from here to Nashville. Heck yeah. Send me whatever you got. I want to make this website very, very beneficial for people to find information that helps them do the best with the money that they're putting into silver, whether it's collections or whatever. I will say one of the areas that I probably need to develop more, just because I'm not very knowledgeable on it, is the generic stuff, the bars and the rounds. I have some basic stuff here, but I am not the expert. If I were looking for somebody to be kind of a go-to on that, what I would probably do is go to our community tab here and go to Silver Struck and his channel, because he is, in my mind, one of the best there is when it comes to understanding, especially the vintage varieties of generic silver. So that is something that I would definitely look into if that's the aim that you're going for. But anybody have any questions, you can throw them in the chat. If you don't, that's okay. I'll give you a couple minutes to think of those. I just wanted to pop on here real quick, tell you how much I appreciate you, and say, that things are rolling here, and how exciting it is that I find more resources on occasion that make me want to dive even deeper into this silver stuff. Oh yeah, by the way, I am thinking about on occasion throwing some of these pieces that we have found on the website for sale. So for example, this is a Highland Mint round. It's a Zodiac goat. And so I thought about selling these on occasion, just because, the website is $200 a year and things like that we're really incurring some expenses on, that I would be nice if I, hit 2 birds with 1 stone, got y'all some silver that you so desperately love, and it also serves me in a way, because then I can kind of not be at a deficit on this, because as you know, I also give away 10% of whatever YouTube pays me each month in silver, and this month a person won that 1 ounce silver bar, and I had to ship it to New Zealand, and that might have been just as expensive as the silver itself. So I might be at a loss this month personally, which my wife is not happy about, but maybe I just have to look at ways to where giveaway is only going to be within the United States or something like that, in order to make sure that my 10% isn't going to end up being 90% of what I make, because then my wife would say, nope, hang it up. You need to just not do it anymore, and then I'd be gone. So it's just a lesson learned. I'm a man of my word, and so when he won and I didn't know that, I'm just going to do it because that's what I said I'd do. So it is on its way to New Zealand right now, but in the future, maybe that's something I think about. Liberty Bleeds is here. Liberty, there should be something in your haunted post office box from me. And if it's not, let me know, because sometimes the mail's a little bit fuzzy. But if my last letter got to you with all the craziness that I put on it, wax seal and all that kind of stuff, then surely this one will, because it's much more standard. But that is what we have. Razzy says he needs us another flamingo. If you don't know, Raz Babu sent me some silver via the mail. He sent a flamingo coin from the Bahamas, I believe, and then a cool coin from Barbados. And he's saying that he needs to send another flamingo because that one was for my wife. Yeah, so you might have to send one if things go south. I don't know. Let's keep the peace. Just kidding. Awesome stuff. Well, if anybody has questions, let me know. I don't think I've missed anyone. Razzy says local coins need to be supported. Coin stores. I absolutely agree. I think that we need to honor the people that give us access to the things that we love, right? Liberty says, I've got a poker chip for you. Oh, cool. Send it my way. That's awesome. Oh, man, I haven't even seen... I'm not in a rush. But, yeah, that's awesome. If you haven't checked out Liberty Bleeds, by the way, awesome channel. He is posting some great content, and I enjoy watching his content quite consistently. It's been very, very fun to get to know new YouTubers. If you don't know, I've been around here for a few years, and a lot of the people who start channels within a couple of years fizzle out, and it's unfortunate because you start to finally see the character of these people, and then for one reason or another they're gone, and you just never really hear from them again. And so obviously Liberty and Vegas and all these other stackers that have started their channels, I wish the best of you. I think it's so awesome to have so many cool personalities within this sphere. And if I can ever help in any way, just let me know, because y'all are definitely people that keep us afloat. Silent Silver, there's another one. In fact, I just got mail from another channel that will be having a video on here in the next couple of days. So thank you all so much for all that you've done for me, all the comments, all of the awesome ideas and inspiration. And I hope to do the same for you, if ever. Seeing Red is here. He has that crab by his name because he's been a member for some time. How awesome is that? Good to see you, Seeing Red. If anybody has questions for me, please let me know. Oh, this one right here, by the way. This is a 2-ounce intaglio mint that I'm not in love with. It's cool. It's unique, and I got it because it's cool and unique. This one would probably be on my sell list. So on my website, hobbysilver.com, what I'm thinking about right now, and it's just a general thing. I'm not positive on what I'm going to do for sure, but my generic bullion, the things I'm not in love with, because so many of you love the generic bullion a lot more than me, what I'm thinking about doing is selling it so that y'all can enjoy it. There are some pieces that I do love, like this A-mark right here. I do like that a lot. There's a amazingly toned one I got recently that's a Christmas one, and I love my Christmas. So I'm thinking about keeping a couple, but I'm thinking about sharing what I have with y'all, and so putting those on my website around Christmas time and using that money to surprise my family with, and buy some cool things for them, just to say thank you for, letting me do this here for our community. So that is something that I'm definitely considering, is letting go of some of this so that, one, y'all benefit from it because you love stacking and all that kind of stuff. And two, I get to say thank you to the people that let me sit here and do this for y'all. So that's what's on my mind. If you don't think that's a good idea, then, let me know or whatever. But question above, Liberty Bleeds says, let's see if we can find the question. Once I kick the cold, I'll be back behind the mic. That's good. You better feel better. Yes, I have a question. I want to do a video on this, and I want your opinion. How do you define the term world coin? Great question. So here's a round, for example. We know it's a round and not a coin because it's not issued by a government. There's no denomination on it. It doesn't say $1, 1 kina, 1 crown. It doesn't have that. It's not issued by a government. It doesn't hold value that is recognized by government. So that's the coin part. When I say world coin, what I am assuming what you're talking about is with silver. When I say world coin, that means that it's a piece of silver that is issued by a nation that also has a denotated value. So, for example, in the U.S., we have the American Silver Eagle. That is a world bullion coin. A metal is not, and we have those. Congress issues coins. They're the ones required to issue to make coins for our mint. But for metals, they don't have to necessarily do that, which is why we see DC teaming up with the U.S. Mint to make these new metals and things, because it kind of oversteps what Congress would have to do to bring that into control. But that's what I mean by world coins. Now, on top of that, if you are a channel member here, I send you a world coin. It's not a silver coin, but it's just a standard circulation coin from my personal collection from around the world. We just had a new member here recently, and I'm sending him a little, he likes coats of arms, and so I'm sending him a piece from the nation of Namibia. That has a really cool coat of arms. So Liberty says, so any government minted coin with a nomination is a world coin. Yes, absolutely. That is the big difference. Everything you see down here is bullion rounds or bars, right? But if it has a government seal, it was issued by government, if it has a denomination on it, then it is a coin, which is why, for example, you can have a bar. So let's say this 10-ounce bar was actually a 1-ounce bar, and let's say it said that it was 1 crown from the Czech Republic. Though it would be rectangular, it's technically a coin. We have really, really interesting shaped coins out there. There are spheres this big that are like 5 ounces or something like that from the nation of Barbados that have the earth. They are literally a globe. And on the bottom of them has the Barbados seal and the nomination on them. So they're technically coins, which is a really, really crazy thing to think about, because we always think of coins looking like, discs, but they're not. We have the triangular one, which you have, Liberty. You have a set of those triangular Australian coins that are the Shipwreck series. Those are technically coins, even though they're triangles. So that is kind of my understanding of the big difference between the two. Pub says, I make the distinction between world bullion and silver world bullion. Yeah, there is differences out there, because sometimes other nations also create rounds and not coins and that type of thing. Liberty says, I guess we use the term government minted loosely. That's true. Scottsdale makes coins for all different countries. I'm sure other mints do. I guess it's the government issued, like you said. Yeah, Scottsdale's interesting. They make coins for most of the Caribbean. All of the EC8 coins are made by Scottsdale. So that being said, though they're not minted in the nation, they are basically licensed by the nation. For example, the Czech lion that you have, I believe you have one. I'm pretty sure I saw a video of you with it. That is actually issued by the nation of Niue, which is a whole different conversation. But yes, it's still, which is even more funny, because a lot of Niue coins are actually minted in New Zealand, which is another layer to add onto the stack. But yes, you have a nation that has issued a coin with a denomination on it, and therefore that's what it is. So they have Bugs Bunny. Yeah, they do have Bugs Bunny, and that's why they're more expensive, Liberty. They have to pay for the licenses of that type of stuff, but those Bugs Bunny also have a denomination. I have a Pac-Man and a Mickey Mouse one that also have a denomination from Niue. They do all kinds of pop culture stuff because it sells. And Niue is a bunch of small islands. They're really atolls, which means they're kind of like little squares or shapes where there's a reef in the middle, but basically there's water on both sides of the island. It's a weird thing. But yeah, they probably put out more diverse type stuff than anybody when it comes to, especially with the size, their per capita. But yeah, that's very, very good call with the Bugs Bunny. Nicholas is here. Howdy from Houston. Howdy back, Nicholas. The barbecue down there is fantastic. A globe coin would be cool. They are cool, Homestead. They're also very expensive, but they're sweet. They're colored. They have like different topographical features like mountain ranges. It is really, really cool. Barbados is the only one that I've seen that's done them like that, but I'm sure there's probably more stuff out there. But they are fantastic. I saw them on APMEX not too recently ago, and then Matt Thompson down in Australia featured them. He's one of the bullion now, but he also has Thompson's coins that he owns, and he's part of the ANDA Society, the American Numismatic Dealers Association. Really, really cool channel, wealth of knowledge and resources, but he could probably get one in front of you as well. Sir, Silent Silver says, some people collecting foreign coins currency. Oh yeah, I have most of my collection is exactly that, Silent Silver. That's, in fact, if I had to only collect one thing, that would be what I collect. I absolutely love the stories, the history, the culture on coins. These can be very generic. You know, you have 4,000 different versions of an eagle that are not government issued, but you can have a coin from Africa that tells a specific story of a specific event, and it just, to me, means so much more than little things that don't have a whole lot of depth to them. Razbaba, what world coins are different than world bullion because of the purity? Yeah, that's absolutely correct. So, for example, if somebody sends me a coin from Libya that's 925, it's sterling silver, right? That is still a coin. If it has a denomination, it's issued by a world government. But if it's not 999 or 9999, then it's not bullion level. Bullion refers to the purity, right? Whereas a coin could be 90%, such as a mercury dime. Still a coin, definitely not bullion, even though it's closer to sterling than it is to bullion grade. These are bullion grade. They're 3 9s or 4 9s silver. Liberty says, Cinda Georgie has been to Thompson's coin in Australia. They're good friends. Cinda Georgie, fantastic, by the way. If you don't know anything about Cinda Georgie, he is in Singapore. He does the Asian markets tremendously well. He goes to shops all the time. He has one of the coolest collections I've seen. And he frequently, like Liberty says, goes to Australia, visits Perth, visits the Bullion Now folks, visits with Matt Thompson. And he is just, nice as can be and that type of thing. And that's why he's on our Hobby Silver page. If we go to that right here, we see him under our community tab. Let me see if I can find him. There he is, Cinda Georgie. And I put him on here because, I like to have experts in different areas. We got Austrian Stacker, who's my go-to for the European markets. Cinda Georgie really gives me an understanding of not just Asian markets, what they're like, but he also gives me an understanding of Asian themes and coins and, things like a lunar series that a little American has to do a whole lot of research about. He has firsthand knowledge. He sees it around him. He understands slight variations in people's perception of such things that I just would not see because I don't have giant festivals around me that highlight those events. So amazing opportunity there if you haven't seen his channel. Alrighty. Oh yeah, that's great, Razzy. Yeah, I don't know how to spell his name. That's one of the hardest ones out there, but he has some of the coolest products out there, and he has high premium stuff. So if you like the weird or the really, really artistic coins, definitely a place to go to. Silent Silver. Foreign coins with silver content are cool to collect as well. Yes, they are. They absolutely are. Even the older ones. I have some Victorian era silver coins that I really like from Canada and other places. Definitely worth it. Pub. Indiana taxes calculated world coins that are not pure gold or silver as collectible, which puts a damper on my ability to pick them up as cheap as fractional gold. That's a bummer. Indiana needs to get on the Texas bandwagon. Yeah, that's not fun, my friend. I'm sorry for that. I don't know if it's a felony because you'd be crossing state lines, but what if you were to go down a state, buy a handful, and go right back home? Do you have to fill out any paperwork? I don't know how that works. That's not something I've had to deal with. I am not an expert on that. And I assume that would also mean, if you were in coin shops, not just online. But that's interesting to me. Just not very knowledgeable about that because I've never had to deal with it. All right. Anything else? Anything else I can help with before I wrap it on up? It's been a fun one. I'll give you a couple minutes if you want to put something in the chat and that type of thing. If you want to check out the website, if you hadn't been there, any ways that I can help out. We mentioned earlier trying to reach out to T, the Silver Stacker, maybe Empire, anyone else that y'all can think of that are common places where silver auctions happen on YouTube. Have them send me a list before their auction goes live so that our community can scroll through those and understand what's going to be available, so that if item number 15 is one you really want, you don't sit there and spend all your money before that point and then miss out on some great stuff. But drum up some interest on their channels, because sometimes we have people who have 20 items, but no one knows that what's going to be live or anything on their auction. And so they don't really come with a lot of money or interest. And so you only have 7 or 8 people on the actual auction, when if you had 30 or 40 people, they would sell out. So to me, that is something that would be very valuable, but it's going to take a lot of people wanting to actually put their information out here on that. But if it does, I think that'd be beneficial. So thank you, Vegas Stacker. I appreciate that. Pub says, I can usually pick them up without tax at shops and coin shows, which I'm sure is a legal question. I've got a show this weekend, and I'm not happy about this spike in metals this week. Hey, you and me both. If I could have metals back at, I know this is not a popular opinion amongst stackers and that type of thing. I'm not a stacker, I'm a collector. But if I could have silver back at $18, I would take it in a heartbeat. And that's forever, because my goal is not to build wealth in this, which is different from most, and that's fine. I have other vehicles for that. Mine is to learn about the world and cultures and share those stories with my children, my grandchildren one day, and bring those stories to y'all. That was definitely a big part of me starting this channel, is to, take this journey with you. So that being said, I completely understand, Pub. It's hard. I used to be able to get 5 coins a month, and I'm down to 3 right now with my $100 a month challenge. So it has been hard, especially when it comes to making sure I have enough content out there to keep y'all happy with only 3 coins to view a month. But that is life. Life goes all over the places. But that's kind of where we are. Raz says, how many Slabbed coins do you have? You want to know something, Raz? Very funny question about that. I don't have any, with the exception of the last 2 days. I've been on a kick with this YouTube channel called, what's it called? $50 Make You Holler, or something like that. They basically do the coin roll hunting. They go through all the 50-cent pieces. They talk, and it's just something to do. It's fun, and while I'm decompressing, I can listen to them. And the last 2 days, I have won giveaways both days, which is ridiculous. But one of them is a Slabbed coin. So in the coming days, I will have my very first Slabbed coin ever, which I'm very excited about because I've never had one. So that being said, I don't have any currently. However, I would say many in my bullion collection I could technically slap. Most of them are 25,000 or lower mintage. I buy all of them BU, and so they should basically grade very high. Now, some of them do have some milk spotting and that type of thing that they come with. I don't really know if that is something that is calculated in a grade or not, because I've never sent things out to be slabbed. However, I got a feeling that if I wanted to, I could have many of my collection slabbed. I just don't think it's worth the money as of right now. Oh man. Silent Silver, I recently got some poker chips. Let's do a sticker and poker chip. Hey, email me, my guy. I would absolutely love that. I have 3 currently. The collection is way behind most people. And I've, kept my head down for a while in content, so I haven't even thought about reaching out to a whole lot to trade and that type of thing. So if you want to do that, I'm absolutely 100% on board. Liberty says, good show. Always learn something from you. Thanks, Culture of Currency. Nice shout outs. Thank you, Liberty. You're class act up there, and I hope your mom is doing much better. Okay, Liberty says, sounds like you need to adjust for inflation. Everything needs to adjust for inflation. I've had a few slabbed coins, but I have liberated them all. Pub, wow. That to me sounds like such a hard thing to want to do. But I've never had one, so, I can't necessarily blame you for that. $100 today is not what it was a year and a half ago. Yeah, $100 will buy you a couple loaves of bread today. I have I have debated growing some wheat and keeping the seed, stored and then having a grinder so that, 30 years down the road, I will have flour just on hand, because it should store in seed format as long as you keep the humidity down. So that is something I've actually thought of, Liberty. In fact, that's one of the things I thought about selling this stuff for. Raz says, favorite soprano, tenor, opera. Oh, gosh. He knows me. So if you don't know, I am a vocalist. I used to perform in operas, and I've, sang around the world and that type of thing. Favorite soprano. I'm not sure I have a favorite soprano. Tenor for me is going to be Fritz Wunderlich, probably. When it comes to, the classic era of opera, he was definitely a guy that I thought really controlled it. Pavarotti obviously is amazing. Can't deny that. But to me, the emotional strength behind Fritz Wunderlich is strong. So he'd be on my list, especially for the German stuff. Opera composer. Oh, man. Verdi, Rossini, Puccini, any type of Eni would be a good pick. Donizetti, Mozart. I might have to go Verdi on that. Is my favorite composer. Verdi's big stuff like Aida, and honestly, the masterworks that he did, I like even more. His Requiem was one of my favorites to perform. I mean, just huge orchestra. That Dies Irae, if you've never heard it, it will wake you up. There was something like 7 trombones alone in that orchestration, and there's a giant drum that hits. So if the 80-year-old in the front row has to be taken out each time to go to the hospital because he's had a heart attack, it's just fantastic. But I'm rambling. Sorry about that. Yeah. Okay. Anything else before we wrap this up? I don't know how many people we have here currently, but I think we have gone through a lot of topics. I think we have definitely kind of hit all the things we need to hit. So if there are no questions, then I can definitely end the live stream. And if I don't see you anytime soon, I remind you, as always, to stay classy and current with the culture of current.